Hey there, are HR issues giving you a frown? Turn it around with SmartHR. We are renowned.
Products are expensive, there's marketing stability. Here, everything is just off the roof. It's a lot to ask me, honestly.
Entrepreneurs, lend us your ear. We're here to solve your HR problems crystal clear. From hiring to policies, we've got you covered.
So there are many efficient ways that helps you to still remain ethical and still serve your clients with the intention of the brand.
Tune in, discover the HR world anew. With SmartHR, success is within view. Entrepreneurs, gather near and far. Let's conquer HR challenges, no matter how bizarre.
Welcome to SmartHR, the show where we explore all human relations and human capital management matter for entrepreneurs or startups in such that it gives situation or job clarity, help business gain a competitive advantage, and so much more. I am your host, Chukwu Nonso Modi, and in today's episode, we are delving into a topic that's absolutely essential for any entrepreneur looking to thrive in today's dynamic market. We're talking about adapting to change. Now, in a fast-paced world of entrepreneurship, change is not just a constant. It's a competitive advantage. Now, as your business grows, so do the challenges it faces. So whether it is your evolving market trends, shifts in consumer behavior, or simply the need to scale your team, adapting to change is key to staying ahead of the curve. Now, our case study for today is, an entrepreneur who has had issues adapting to change. He says he has had to change workers, teammates, and has to go through the long process of training them. After training, they leave, and now he has to start from scratch. Things like that. But of course, we will hear from him. And of course, after him, we'll also hear from our HR expert who will give us insights, advice that will empower him and many others to navigate change with confidence. So this is a sign. This is telling you that whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting your journey, SmartHR is here for you. Of course, let's meet an entrepreneur before anything else. Welcome to the show, Arnold. It's a pleasure to have you here.
All right, my name is Arnold Wonfo. I am from Delta State, Nigeria, based in Lagos State, and I'm the lead director for NAP Studios, the number one premium mobile studio in Lagos, Nigeria. If not the best, but actually kind of the best premium studio in Nigeria, in Lagos State, in the whole wide world. Is NAP worldwide. So basically, one of the issues I've always faced in photography is getting manpower. Getting manpower in the sense, because it's not just like manpower, you just need someone who has strength and all of that. It's getting someone who is quite technical, someone who is quite creative, someone who is also quite social. And it is very hard to get someone who ticks these three boxes. And also, you need someone who's very, very zealous also. So it's really quite hard to get someone who has all these qualities, because most importantly, you must be creative and you must be social, because of the nature of the job is photography. And apart from being creative and social, knowing how to handle recruitment and all of that, it has always been a challenge. It has always been a challenge. And more also, I tend to face changing assistant quite quickly, because sometimes most of them come in as an intern, they come in without training. These are young adults who are just starting up life and need to get a skill set. And most of the times, once the training is complete, some of them have to go back to schools, and I'm left all alone to look for another assistant. I'm left alone to look for someone to check those three boxes again. And that is just a whole lot of work. It's a whole lot of work. And I'm sure most photographers still face the same thing, because honestly, you can't do photography alone. It's not that easy. A lot of people just see you take a camera, take a picture, and see the nice pictures on Instagram, like, oh, nice. Well, there's a lot of backstory behind that, how to place the light, talk to the client, take the pictures, set the lighting well, set up your background, edit, make sure you deliver on time. it's a whole lot of work. It's a whole lot of work doing it alone.
All right, so we've heard from our entrepreneur, and I mean, all the time that he spoke about the issue, I can imagine having to train somebody and then school comes or something else comes and then he now has to start all over again. And just like he has said, photography is not just take your picture, or rather take your phone or take your camera and just click and then beautiful pictures come out. There's more to it. There's a whole lot of creativity, a whole lot of thinking process. So he has to work with people who think like him. But of course, he came to the right place, Smart HR, and we'll have our expert give him insights on what to do. I mean, how to find people like this, and even when they have to go for some reason, he is not left stranded. We'll come back after this break, and then we'll meet our HR expert. Do not go anywhere. All right, welcome back to Smart HR. I remain your host, Chukwunonso Modi, and we just listened to entrepreneur talk to us about adapting to change, how it's difficult for him to, train people and then they'll leave and then he has to start all over. And of course, we have our HR expert to give him solutions. There's somebody who is not alien to us. She has been here before, and I mean, if I read out her profile, you see that this person has a lot to share, a lot to give. This is a global HR professional we're talking about. So we're not talking national or local, we're talking global. She is, let me just give some small suspects, although we know her. But she is Chizoba Michelle Sylvester, aka Cheesy. She's currently HR business partner at British Council. Welcome, Chizoba, to the show. It's a pleasure to have you here again.
Thank you, Nonso. The pleasure is all mine. I'm always happy to be here.
All right. Now, we've heard from Arnold, and I mean, I know before we came in, you were saying yeah, when you heard him, yeah. It's quite, touching. So, what would you say is the problem now? What exactly is he missing, for example?
Okay, Arnold does not have monopoly of this issue. So, this issue is quite obtainable in most workplaces. Mm. So, especially now in Nigeria with all the things happening. So big organizations also face the same thing. But for the peculiarity of yours, which might not really be affected by the wave of what's happening in Nigeria. So I would say first, Alex, Arnold did not provide context as to the kind of employees he was talking about. So I wanted to know, are there co-photographers, are there technical people, or are there admin people? In whatever case, so I think he should just have it at the back of his mind anytime he's doing recruitment, that people can always stand up and leave you. Mm. So when you come to terms with that, you're not very emotionally attached. Just keep doing what you're doing, because people can always stand up and leave. Employees can resign even if you pay millions. So I won't come here to tell him to start paying, increase the salaries, even though if it's possible, money is a great motivator. So, but that's not what I'm saying. So people can always leave even when you pay them millions. So when you come to terms with that, you can start thinking about getting the right people.
Okay. So
there's a difference. There's this difference between I recruited the best person, or hired the best person, and I hired a suitable person. So maybe the right fit. So the person that might have all the technical skills you're looking for, that is might have all the that maybe ticked all your boxes, might not be a great fit to your company or to your studio. Yeah. So you have to get somebody that is a great fit, so a great culture fit. So now the person that you're happy to have. So I usually say that skills can be trained, but behaviors you can't You can't train on that. So if you've gotten the right skills, the right behavioral skills you're looking for, and a bit of the technical skills, then you can start working on that person.
Okay.
So I've been in interviews where we have people that answered all the questions. People can practice for interviews. People can be desperate at the time they are coming to you, and they can do everything or anything to get that position. But you listen beyond what the person is saying to know whether, is this somebody I know I can work with? So now let's assume you got this and you've hired the person. There are 3 things also to check. First, do you have a compelling or a clear defined goal and objective as to where what's Arnold Studio again? The best in the world.
The one for Arnold Photography. NAP Studios.
NAP Studios, yeah.
Yes.
So make sure that as people are coming, you're defining the goals and objective of your studio. So people buy into it. So once they buy into it, they're able to deliver. So have a clear definition of your goals, have a clear definition of, and then begin to build structure. In building structure, that structure is, now we're talking about how to retain the person the right fit that you got. So you build culture, you build structure in the sense that as small as your company is, you're thinking of a replacement. If this person goes, what do I do? How do I preserve my documents? How do I give this person autonomy as well to embody this role as well? So begin to talk about structure, put structures in place, and the person understands the goal, understands the structure, and you start providing the right support for this person to succeed in that role you've given the person. So in providing support, time to time, listen, talk with this person. Let me know, what are your challenges, what are you going through, so that they don't just stand up and leave you. Before it happens, from the discussions you've had with this person, you can tell this person is not settling in well. This person looks like he has a plan. Or from the discussion you have with this person, you're also seeing that this person has an issue at home. So you can step up and just advise, providing just a listening ear. So you have a clear defined goal. You have a good structure which is clear too. Somebody understands what to do, the direction of the organization where it's going to, and the person can say, yes, I have the right support to work on this project. If you have money as well, money is a source of retaining people too, so you don't get to have high attrition every time. And also he was talking about, so getting people, you're not getting people that you know this issue. Instead of training, maybe you've done all these things, you've trained someone as a way of providing support. You are training someone that just finished and that doesn't go for NYC. The person will go for NYC. So you tell the person don't go for NYC. Or the person who just wants to use you to pass time. Or is the person passionate about this? If the person is passionate, so that's why I say it didn't provide context as to the person, the kind of employee that he's looking for. Because if he did, I would have also said, if he's looking for somebody that is passionate and wants to be a photographer professionally, so there are some discussions you're supposed to start having with that person too. If you feel that you don't want to lose this person, you can put some negotiations on the table. There could be profit sharing, there could be other things that can make the person stay, because you do not have the salary to pay that person.
So that means it also goes down to structure, because I know he said sometimes he'll have assistants that will come and do training with him 3 months and then they leave. So basically you're saying that instead of just getting those people, like, get actual people that want to be in photography, they're part of that vision, so it's easier to train them and they want to stay long term than getting people that, for example, internship. So would you say also,
and when you eventually get, sorry to cut you, when you eventually get, let them buy into your vision, let them buy into
very important
what you're doing.
Let them know that this is
it. I'm not here to be a front desk person. Let them know, be part of the company. This is what we do, this is where we are looking at going to, this is our objective. So like the person begins to feel,
I'm part of it.
I will help you get this.
I understand. So, I mean, this is a business that's still growing now. Would you say he would need more help in recruiting? Because you talked about, he did not talk about if he had an admin or, there's like a hierarchy now. So he's basically the one doing it all by himself. So would he need maybe, for example, a HR person or something to help him? Maybe he might not catch those things that a HR person might see to help him get people that would stay long term? Because this is a business that, it affects when people keep going and coming. So you have to change structure. You have to start putting things in place from the beginning. So what would you say to that?
Okay, not necessarily at this level. You might not have all the manpower. So the good thing is that you're the owner of the organization. So you're the one that you're the first culture, the first structure. So you're the one that knows who you can work with. So for all this, you can always seek advisory services such as SmartHR. You can always listen to SmartHR.
Of course,
The questions can be answered here, or you can check where you can get one-off advice, or if you have friends that are in the system, you can always seek advice at this point. And lastly, you can read wide. Everything you want is on the internet, of course, so you can read wide to be well informed yourself. So now also in getting your structures, like I said earlier too, you can have all the papers so that you're not doing things haphazardly or shabbishly. So have all your papers. If you need to have, this is the right paper they use in getting people, recruiting people, this is how it's supposed to be. Like if you're structured, if you're organized, people meet you from the point of interview. I will know that this person is organized, and I'll be happy to work with the person. So from, okay, this is the right way to do interviews. This is the documents to use for interviews. I'm done with this, and you do it. So you don't necessarily need a HR person. I'm sure if you try to do that, it might not be a very financial decision to do to get someone on retainership or fixed term contract, indefinite contracts.
So structure is very important for entrepreneurs when they're starting up. It helps to build their vision, because I like that you said, if I come to a place and I feel like, it's structured, no matter how small or big, it gives me that vision that, okay, this person is not playing, not just wake up on Monday and say, I want to start a business.
Or what you don't do, you want me to be doing it. I came, you don't do paper, you just talk how it is in your head, and you want me to be the one
to start the structure.
The first structure,
yes. All right, thank you again, Chizzy, for coming on the show and for, helping us with this issue. I do know that Arnold has picked one or two from what you've said. But then again, I would like to ask, what would you say that entrepreneurs, with your experience now, what would you say entrepreneurs do, or rather, let me rephrase that. Now, what's one thing that you feel that entrepreneurs do they miss when they start their business? I like that you spoke about structure. That's one. What other thing do you think they need to upgrade on to help them grow? Because they're looking on how to grow to the big shots that we have now and that we respect. So what are they missing and they should fix?
Okay. First would be in form of advice.
Okay.
So that's be patient. Just be patient with the process. Just be patient. It's a process, and it will not happen overnight. Just be patient and document your processes. That's it. So what I think that they might be missing is in terms of what you said earlier, team dynamics. So team dynamics in place of collaboration. So collaboration, we get it all wrongly. We might think that collaboration is when we want everybody to work together and agree at something. No. So collaboration can be in form of first reaching out to people to come give you ideas to work with you, and also in having a team and knowing that people are different. But when you acknowledge that difference, you try to I'm looking for the right word. So when you get people's differences, but you try to manage those differences and to hone their strengths while kind of offsetting their weaknesses, and having people come together to have a shared idea, shared goals. And I think what they miss exactly is collaboration. You don't know it all, you don't have it all. So in bringing people together.
Work with you.
I'm a HR person, but maybe because we run a business partnership kind of operation where I work. So, and I've always been a HR business partner because I like the idea of business partnering. So business partnering is when I get to understand the business of the business. So I'm not just a HR to you. I sit in finance meetings. I sit in this and finance meetings because I didn't do finance, but I can provide solutions. if a question or an issue is thrown. So that's where collaboration comes in. So you can always try and work together yourselves, maybe externally or internally, try and work together with people and know that people are different, but however, find a way to work together.
All right, so collaboration is key. Thank you again, Chite, for coming on the show. It's really, truly been an interesting episode. Thank you too for tuning in. I do hope you found this discussion very enlightening. I will still say it again, collaboration is key. Do not forget to leave us a review. Share your comments. What are your thoughts? Do you also have issues like this? Talk to us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram at Africa Business Radio, and on Twitter, Africa Biz Radio. That's all we have for today. I'll see you on the next episode. I am Chuku Nonsomodi.
This podcast was proudly brought to you by ACT Foundation.